This is Business Rockstars, where we introduce you to the rock stars of the business world so you can become a rock star too.
Where is that money? Where do you find it? Is it under a rock? Is it near a tree? Is that a bank? Is that a VC? Come on, where's the money? We're going to talk about where the money opportunities are. Ken Rakowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. You know about the Guppy tank. They've been on the show before. People love them because they actually do have the money to invest in the companies to take them to the next level. Darren, this is like your thing, okay? So Darren Ginsberg's joining us. He's over at the Guppy tank. Darren, you are doing another Guppy tank, but not here in L.A.
We are. We've done two events here in the Southern California area,
Orange County and actually
Los
Santa
Angeles.
Monica.
Yep. And now we are going to go to Denver. And on September 12th, we're going to be doing our first event out of the state of California.
So why are you going to Denver?
Well, we think Denver is a great market for new startup businesses and for technology, and I already have 3 investments in Denver and just figured that was a good logical place to do our next event.
Is that where Techstars started, I think, was Denver?
Yes, it sure is.
So Techstars out there's a few incubators out there.
Galvanize, which is where we're going to be holding the event, very similar to Rock in Santa Monica, but it houses a ton of incubated companies, and it's really a hot place.
Now, you're a unique way of raising money because you have, of course, venture capitalists, you have angels, you have mom and dad, friends and family. You guys take crowdfunding, which is, did you see the big one yesterday?
Which one?
So Ubuntu, which is an open source operating system for mobile. Okay, they raised $3.1 million on their first day.
Wow.
They're trying to raise $32 million.
Do you know which platform they did it on?
Yeah, they did it on Indiegogo.
On Indiegogo, excellent.
Yeah, which is interesting because everyone talks about Kickstarter.
Right.
I mean, do you have a certain preference? Do you watch
I think
these?
the big difference between Kickstarter and Indiegogo is if you do not raise your full goal on Kickstarter, you don't get anything, and you do on Indiegogo. So
yeah, but I don't know if I like that. I kind of like the idea of hitting those milestones.
Right.
Right. And I think right now the biggest deal has still been on Kickstarter being Pebble.
Right.
And then Ouya, which was the second biggest, was on Kickstarter. I don't know what the biggest one on Indiegogo is, but Indiegogo seems to be everything that didn't get accepted by Kickstarter.
Right.
Right? Because there's no editorial process at Indiegogo either. Anyone can do it.
That's correct. So they're a little easier on the requirements. So Kickstarter, I've heard, has gotten really picky on things that they will allow and won't allow on the platform.
Well, they can do that now.
You're right. And so I think the rest of them are running into
Well, what do you think? Which one? Do you watch these at all?
I do. I've bought quite a few items on Kickstarter myself, so I definitely watch them. And I think that, you have to go, obviously you have to drive the crowd to your Kickstarter or your Indiegogo page. So it's really up to whoever is putting the project out to get that out there. And so you need to go where the people are, where there are people. And I think it's, one or the other doesn't matter, except if you need less, if you're able to do your project with less funding than what you really want. And so, like, for example, I had a friend that did an album. He wanted to do a music album. Okay. And he was not able to raise, he wanted to raise $30,000. And he was only able to raise about $8,000.
On Indiegogo.
On Indiegogo. Well, so he did it on Indiegogo, and he was able to get funded. Now, had he done that on Kickstarter, he would have gotten nothing. Right. But at least he got $8,000 towards the project, and he was able to go through with the project and get the rest of the money another way. And
so did he over ask then? Did he really only need $6,000 and he asked for $30,000?
No, he definitely needed the $30,000, but he just had to go out of his own pocket or go to go outside of the Indiegogo environment to get the rest of the money.
But Darren, who's holding these people to actually get this done? Saying, all right, hey, here's your $6,000. There's
nobody.
And that's a problem, isn't it?
Right. You know what? It's a small percentage of the numbers of deals that are going on the platform, but there definitely has been issues with people not delivering products either on time. They might be 3, 6, 9 months later than what they should have been, and then not doing them at all. There's been a handful of them.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like a 2020 crew to be knocking on somebody's door saying, okay, where's the products that you promised everybody? Right. Because there's kind of some scams floating around.
Yeah, definitely.
So as you and I and all the listeners are watching these crowdfunding sites, and because you have put some money into it, I know other listeners have donated to some of these things.
Sure.
Have you not received products on anything?
No, I've gotten everything I've ordered. Yeah, I ordered an electric skateboard called Z-board.
Yeah, I saw that. So you got one of those?
I got one of those. It's fun. It's very fun. Okay. So did that. I got a wallet. In fact, I have the wallet here.
Wait, the wallet, the one? That stores everything type wallet? Oh, you did get one of these?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I do.
Okay, you got that?
Very small.
What else?
What else did I get? I've got a couple of different phone cases which I've used.
So you're not going $100, $200. You're not going high end.
No, the skateboard was $1,000.
The skateboard's expensive. That's right.
Yeah.
So you got that. You like it. but sometimes people don't follow through. That's
correct. And that one was delayed. So the skateboard was delayed by a couple of months from when they had originally said they were going to deliver.
So you got crowdfunding, you got friends and family, you got venture capitalists, you have bank.
And you have alternative finance. Which
is that where you are?
Yeah, I think we're in alternative finance. There's stuff like Cabbage. Have you heard of Cabbage before?
No, what's Cabbage?
So Cabbage is a online lender, which if you have an eBay store, if you have a PayPal account, they can actually log into your PayPal account, check out how many transactions you're doing, and they'll loan you money as an advance against your future sales that are going to come in off of your eBay and your PayPal account.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So they actually watch your history.
Yeah, they actually go in and check your past history to determine how much they will loan you, and then they'll do everything online. And
that's kind of cool because you could actually validate yourself then.
Yeah, exactly. There's some other ones called endurance lending. There's a handful of other alternative lenders that are doing similar type products, but it's going to start being.
And it's called Cabbage?
Cabbage with a K.
Okay, why is it called Cabbage?
Well, probably because Cabbage with a C wasn't available. But Cabbage money, that's a euphemism for money.
Now, you fund a lot of businesses.
Yes, sir.
Do you like seeing successful crowd-funded projects?
Of course, yes.
That's absolutely a motivator to you.
Yes, absolutely. It just shows there's a demand for the I think when it's crowd-funded, what it shows to me is there's a demand for the product or the service. It looks like there's people that believe in it, and the more people that believe in it, the better chance they're going to have of selling.
That makes sense.
Selling.
Darren Ginsburg's joining us. The Guppy Tank is his project where he goes from different cities, funds about how many businesses do you fund? Because they pitch.
Right.
Closed door pitch.
Yeah, we typically, we are actually opening the door for Denver. So we're going to have an audience in Denver.
Okay.
So, typically anywhere from 7 to 10 companies will come pitch us in one day. So, we take applications in, we kind of sort through and kind of find the 10 best, companies, and they'll each come in and pitch, and we'll fund anywhere from, $25,000 up to $500,000 per business. That's kind of our program.
Anything you've been excited about that you put some money into?
Yeah, we have, Fresh Eye Films, which is doing some online training for children's educational products.
That's good.
Yeah, and they're doing great. We just recently funded a fire extinguisher company. How do you like that?
Are fire extinguishers broken to where we need a new one?
Yeah, they expire. You know how you see the little dial on those things, and they have to empty them out and fill them back up. And
why would you invest in that?
Out.
What excites you about that?
It was just a well-run company here, a local company, and I looked at it as giving them opportunity money. They need to buy those things in bulk, so they'll buy $50,000 worth of these old extinguishers at one time, and then turn around and sell them for, say, $150,000. So that kind of company can take the money I'm giving them and quickly turn it into more cash. And so that's what we look for is that people are not using this money to pay their taxes. They're not using the money to pay old bills. They're using it to take opportunity and make their business grow.
I was talking to Brock Pierce yesterday, and Brock has done a ton of big companies, virtual asset companies, virtual good companies. We were talking about the Jobs Act that just got approved by the SEC to allow people that are non-accredited investors. That means you don't have to make over $250,000. You don't have to have $1 million in assets to invest into companies as if it is almost like an IPO.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And get equity in these companies. Mm-hmm. And Brock was suggesting by next year we will see billboards of signs with QR codes to get people to invest in companies. You actually will take a picture and maybe even text message, SMS, your investment right from your phone.
I believe it.
Really do?
I do, yes.
It sounds kind of scary.
It is a little bit scary, but you know what? I think that the demand is out there for that. People want to invest. People want to be able to take small dollars. I mean, look at Lending Club as an example. You know, they fund out over $100 million in a month. And people are putting in $25, $50 per deal and spreading that amongst a bunch of different loans and making returns on it. Good returns. Better than you can make at a bank. Better than the 2% or 1% you're going to get putting a CD in the bank, and you can make 8, 10, 12% on your money.
So what I want to do while you're here, we're going to give people the opportunity to pitch you their ideas.
Okay, great.
Because I know you got you got a couple of bucks in your pocket.
Sure.
If it sounds really good, you want to know a little more, right?
Absolutely.
But before you do that, and hear these pitches, I want you to give the listeners the structure of what that pitch needs to be, okay? I want you to think about how they should present the idea and what do they want in return. Does that make sense? So I want you to kind of give the step-by-step process of how the pitch should sound. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, because I think the pitch is everything, right?
Yep.
If it's a really great product and the pitch stinks, you're not really enticed to do anything.
Right.
And at times you probably have invested in some things that weren't all that good, but the pitch was awesome. I know you don't want to admit that. But okay, so Darren, the pitch, you're going to teach us on how to actually do a perfect pitch.
Okay.
Got it?
All right.
I want to know, you need to know how to do the right pitch because you're going to have the opportunity to pitch a money guy. He's got, I see green falling. That wallet he showed me, it was the size of a small condo because of all the cash in there. We're going to find out what the perfect pitch is and then give you the opportunity to make the pitch. So get your pitch ready. Get it on because it's your turn and your time to pitch to get the cash. All right, Ken Rakowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we introduce you to the rock stars of the business world, so you can become a rock star too.
All right, it's time for the pitch. Well, first we're going to give you the right steps to make the right pitch. Got to have the pitch to find the cash, and we got one of those cash people in here. Lots of money he's got to invest in a smart idea that sounds good. Ken Rakowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. Darren Ginsberg's here, the Guppy Tank. Sounds kind of guppy.
It is.
It is, because it's not intimidating like the Shark Tank.
That's right.
You don't have these guys, people, big egos, taking 92% of your company. You guys you're there to help foster, build, and get people going, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Guppy Tank. Can I go to theguppytank.com?
You can, yeah, absolutely.
And next one's in Denver, September
12th.
Okay.
And then we're also doing one-on-one sessions, Ken. So if somebody submits an application and we like it and we don't have an event coming in their area, we'll do a Skype session with them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
With the Guppies, and they can just apply and
the Guppies.
Come on down, and we have a center down in Newport Beach where they can come down and give a one-on-one presentation to us.
You couldn't call it like the Groupers or something big. It had to be the Guppies.
You know, it's really hard to find a
Schmeltz.
name that isn't used today on the internet.
I don't know, the Wahoos.
So you know how I came up with the Guppies was from watching with my daughter. We watch a cartoon called The Bubble Guppies. Oh, and so I was watching that and watching Shark Tank, and the two of them came
pretty
together
amazing
for
the
me.
shows you watch when you have young kids, huh?
Exactly.
All right, the pitch. How many pitches do you think you get?
Hundreds.
And do you think there's a certain format that really seems to work?
I think the what seems to work is when people are really passionate about their business and they really know their business backwards and forwards.
Passionate, does that show up in their voice?
It absolutely does.
Okay.
So when they are excited about their product and they're not just giving me industry statistics, this is a $3 billion industry and I have to get 1% of that.
That is like
that turns me off.
You heard that all the time.
Yeah.
But statistics are important, aren't they?
Yeah, statistics are important, but showing statistics on, hey, I've already sold 100 of these units, or I've sold 1,000 of these units, or I've sold 10,000 of these units, that are more meaningful statistics to me. Where'd you start? Where are you today?
Okay, did you hear our business that we started this week?
No. I didn't.
I'm going to throw a statistic out real quick. There's 900 million different types of insect species. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
And did you know that vitamin B6 and B12 are absorbed through the skin? And if you have enough B12 and B6, mosquitoes hate you.
Okay.
So we're making a patch called Bug Away that you could wear, and it's safe for kids to grandparents. When you wear it for 6 hours, mosquitoes will not touch you.
I love it.
You like it?
I love it.
Bug Away. That's our product we started this week.
All right.
We need to raise, I don't know, $250,000.
Okay.
You interested?
Oh, sure.
All right. That's great. How much cash you got? Okay. But a simple pitch should be how long?
3 minutes.
So 3 minutes. 5 minutes is kind of getting
5 minutes is going a little long.
Right?
Yeah, we're going to ask you questions. If we like what we hear in the first 3 minutes, we're going to ask you questions and keep you there longer.
But can you tell within the first couple of seconds if there's something that's there?
No, I don't think so.
No?
We keep an open mind and we listen. And listen, not everybody is a professional presenter,
right.
And so not everybody comes across perfectly in their presentation. And people get nervous when they're in front of a camera or in front of a radio mic or other things. And so, we want to hear what the business is. We want them to tell their story, but we just want them to tell it quick, and we want them to be succinct in what you're telling us.
So we got passion.
Correct.
Know the industry.
Correct.
Right. I can't do 3 minutes on the air, so we're going to have to try to do maybe 30 seconds at the most, okay?
No problem.
30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, what do you want to hear from people?
I want to know what the business does and how they make money from it.
So does the business fix something, enhance something? I mean, give me some areas so at least when people call up, they know at least they're hitting those high marks.
If it's a product, they want to tell us what the product does and what it does for the person quickly, okay? If it's a service, what service they're giving and why that's not available somewhere else.
Okay.
Or why it's cheaper or more cost effective.
Let me just see real quick. If any of the producers in there, Alex or Helene, are you there? Oh, they're not there. Okay, I got to get one of the producers. There's a company called Guppy, and they do an amazing pitch. And I'll see if I get them on the phone just so you could hear that.
Okay.
And because I think a 30-second pitch on the air is good.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
So 888-539-2980 is our number. If you can do all this in 30 seconds, we're going to try to get Hank from Guppy on real quick because I want you to hear his 30-second pitch.
Okay.
Now, he's raised money.
Okay.
But he could do it all in 30 seconds.
Okay.
If you can do a great pitch in 30 seconds, 30 seconds. I know it sounds like a little amount of time, but it's a long time when you're on the air.
Right. And you should practice this pitch, by the way.
Before they even call it?
In front of your mirror in
right
the bathroom,
now.
wherever you're at, practice it. Say it through. Say it out loud.
So Darren Ginsburg from the Guppy Tank, which, by the way, if you're listening in Denver, he's going to be out there on the
September 12th.
12th.
Right. Applications due September 8th.
And if you know somebody that's in Denver, tell them because they should be part of this. How many people are you going to be accepting?
10.
10.
10.
And that's a one-day thing.
One-day event.
How many Guppies are going to Denver?
5.
The Guppies are coming to Denver.
That's right.
So the pitch, 888-539-2980. We want to know exactly what your product is, your service is, and, of course, you want to raise some money. Somebody here's got the money to invest, and that's exactly what it is. It's an investment, right?
Absolutely.
Do you take equity?
We do equity investments and we do loans, and we can do
you do both.
And sometimes we do a combination of both.
Why would I want a loan?
Why wouldn't you? Or
Yeah,
why would you?
I would want a loan, right?
If you believe in your business and you don't want to give up your equity, then take the loan. I mean, it's a much better way. It's going to be cheaper in the long run.
Yeah, but you're somebody that's going, I want a piece of that business because I love it so much. Do you try to convince me that, no, let's get an equity piece?
I'd actually prefer to do the loan because when I take equity, I have to wait to get for liquidation before I make any money.
Right.
And so that might happen in 2 years. It might happen in 5 years. It might never happen. And so I would prefer to do the loan versus the equity, but we're open to both.
Yeah, but I got a product called Kenstagram.
Okay.
And I'm going to sell it for $1 billion.
Okay.
You probably want equity in that. Kenstagram. So 888-539-2980. We want to hear your pitch. Put those headphones on over there.
Okay.
I just want you to hear Hank real quick, okay? Hey, Hank.
Yeah.
Hank.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. You know what I want you to do is I want you to give a 30-second pitch on Guppy, okay? 30 seconds, and I want listeners to hear what a good pitch sounds like. You're a startup guy. You're startup mode. Give us the pitch for Guppy.
Sure thing. 30 seconds. Here we go. Guppy is a social media network for the future, as in all the things that are going to be happening. Not what you're doing right now that you're checking into, what you already did that you're taking pictures of, but what you haven't done yet. Where are you going to be after work? What are you going to be doing this weekend? What's going to be happening, after work today for drinks? All of that stuff. Social media doesn't do a very good job of sharing future data right now. You're not going to make a Facebook event page for drinks after work, and you're not going to tweet this out because everything dies in 3 minutes on Twitter, and on Facebook everything dies in 8 minutes. This is a social platform that's designed for all of the stuff that you can't currently share on social media. That's the space that we're unlocking with Guppy.
Guppy, what do you think?
I love it. Great idea.
So what did he say that you liked?
He explained his business and explained the name, how he came up with the name, and the problem that is out there with current social media, and he explained the solution to that, which is his product.
And he did that in about 30 seconds.
The only thing he didn't give is how much money he was looking for. Obviously, this was
he's already raised money.
Correct.
He's already raised
and
money.
So for listeners, though, they should tell us how much money they want and what they're going to do with it.
So, Hank, how long has it taken you to get your pitch?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I've probably given it 1,000 times or more, literally, like that exact thing. But it took a while to get there. It used to be bad and longer, and it was meandering, and you really got to get it down to a science. I could do the same thing again to you right now. It would be almost identical.
Right, you got it down.
It's not overly rehearsed. You have to do it so much that it doesn't ever sound rehearsed. Does that make sense?
And how long did it take you to raise the startup capital that you needed?
First of all, it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And then that actual number it took close to a year of starting to talk about the idea until the first check really came in from an investor who saw us talk about it, say what we were going to do, then do it, then do more, then outperform what we said we were going to do, then they give money.
Well, Hank, I really appreciate you giving us. Well, we called you. We love your pitch, and we think Gonna Be is going to be really hot. Thanks a lot, Hank.
Thank you,
Han.
888-539-2980. Your pitch, your idea. And by the way, the Rockstar Academy people that are going through the Business Rockstar School, you might want to give us a pitch on the air right now, too. 888-539-2980. Darren Ginsburg's joining us from the Guppy Tank. It's about your pitch. 30 seconds to tell us what you're working on and how much money you need. And I have a feeling if it sounds really good, you might get a call back from the money people that are sitting in the studio. 888-539-2980. What's your pitch? What do you need? How much do you need? Darren Ginsburg from the Guppy Tank. They have the resources to take your idea to the next level by funding it. That's 888-539-2980. Let's hear your 30-second pitch. Ken Rakowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980.
This is Business Rockstars, where we introduce you to the rock stars of the business world, so you can become a rock star too.
All right, it's time for your pitch. This is your opportunity to tell us what your business is. Of course, if it sounds good, there's a chance you might get the investor. I have an investor here that has the cash. So what is your pitch? 888-539-2980. I'm Ken Rakowski, Business Rockstars. Joining me in the studio is one of the Guppies. Do you guys call yourself Guppies?
We do. We laugh about it,
Oh,
but we do.
Darren, are you serious? Darren Ginsburg's joining us. The Guppy Tank is the business. You've heard their advertisements here. It's all around the idea of finding the funds to help your business go to the next level, either through loans or through physical investments taking equity. Now, I'm a big fan of loans because no equity is taken, but some people want strategic partners. There's a way that maybe you can...
Yeah, and some people can't afford to pay back the loans yet.
That's right.
So in some instances, equity is better. In some instances, loans are better.
So let's hear some 30-second pitches, okay? And the idea is, what's your product, what's it do, and how much are you trying to raise, right?
Correct.
888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. Let's go to Adele in Beverly Hills. Hi, Adele.
Hello.
Hello. So, Adele, are you ready to do your pitch?
I'm ready.
Okay, ready?
30-second pitch?
Go for it.
Okay. Here's what I want to do. I want to do a product for cats and dogs, and I want it to be a microphone and a video camera so that I can, on my telephone or on my iPhone, look in on them and also listen and hear what's going on. Are they getting into the garbage can? Is there a burglar? Is there somebody that shouldn't be in my home with my boyfriend? That's it. That's my pitch.
Okay, let me try to tweak this before Darren dives into it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's try this real quick. And I think the numbers are right. Americans spend about $1,500 a year on their pets. $1,500 a year. Pets are part of the family. 70 million families have pets in America. We want to make a cam
and put it on their collar.
I got it. Cam that's going to record and transmit what they're doing, when they're doing it, and where they're at, plus where they're at.
And listen in.
Have you thought about how that's going to be mounted on the collar so that you could actually see the dog?
Believe it or not, I've had prototype after prototype.
Oh, you put some time into this then.
But I have it.
Oh, because you have the product?
I only have the casing. I don't have the actual the cam yet. I haven't figured out how.
Well, no, I'm interested in. Okay, sorry. I think this is unique, okay? If you have figured out, there's three things I see as being the issue. One is the mounting, so it doesn't, it doesn't fall down to the bottom, or if it's supposed to stay at the bottom, it stays there. Number two is, how do you transmit? Is it over Bluetooth? Is it over cellular? Okay, or is it over some type of Wi-Fi network? And number three, how do you make it so it's not destroyed? It's a pet. They have a tendency to destroy stuff.
Drop it in the dog bowl.
That's true. You're right.
It would be mounted onto the collar.
On the bottom?
On the bottom of the collar, right?
Charge the batteries. I'm sorry?
It's going to be on the bottom of the collar. So near the bottom of the neck as opposed to the top, because it's going to eventually fall with gravity down to the bottom, right?
That's right.
So once it's down there, doesn't the fur get in the way to see anything?
It would. You'd have to shave it a little bit around that area.
So you have to shave the pet now in order to use. See, right there, you got a problem.
Unless you include the shaver in the package.
No, but think about what kind of dogs, you know.
No, I know. There's such a variety of big dog, little dog.
The majority of dogs don't have that.
I mean, I like the idea. I just think you got those 3 here.
You could also include cats on the deal. It doesn't have to just be dogs.
Could you use it on your child, small child?
Yeah.
I don't have to shave my kid down there. All right, Darren, I know I was kind of tweaking the message, but what do you think about the idea?
I think it needs a little bit of work perfecting it before you go out and look for investors.
A little early stage?
I think a little early stage. I think you have a good idea, and you need to, ideas are just that. You need to flesh it out and get a prototype working and in a format that, and know about what that's going to cost, because like Ken was saying, how are you going to, how is that going to transmit? If your dog leaves the house, he's no longer on Wi-Fi. Are you going to pay for a cell phone for your dog?
That's right.
So there's some things you need to think through on how that's going to work. And so, are people going to pay $39 a month to have their dog?
I like the overall idea. Do you like the overall?
I do like the.
Okay, now it's got to be developed.
Correct.
Okay, so you're starting off from a place of interest, Adele, and that's good.
Right.
I know.
Who wouldn't want to look in on their dog and find out who's in their house
A lot of
and see
people
that they
probably.
break into? For training purposes. Got to break you some news. I'm a dog trainer.
All right.
But for training purposes, OMG, this is just a wonderful thing.
Adele, you're on the right page. Let's just modify it, tweak it up, and let's hear from you soon, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, Adele.
Thank you, Adele.
Okay.
888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. Darren, who's joining us, that's Ginsburg. That's the Guppy tank. That's going to be Denver. That's going to be the 12th of September. Why are you talking about it here on an LA station about your 12th of September deal?
Social networks.
Oh, you
People
want us to talk about it.
Sure.
Friends that are here in LA that know people in Denver.
Sure, but also you can bring any idea to the Guppy Tank anytime. Just come to our webpage. That you can fill out an application anytime, and again, apply for a one-on-one session with us, and don't wait for an event.
You don't have to mention the name of the company, but what would be the worst pitch you ever saw? What was it was a train wreck. What was it?
Boy, there's been so many.
Really? It's more than one, really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that people that don't understand their business, I'm not thinking of I can't think of the worst pitch I've ever had, but people that just don't know their product. People have not fleshed their product out.
That amazes me, how someone doesn't know their product.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
I mean, Adele kind of knew her product where she was going, right?
Yeah.
She just didn't know how to make it happen.
Correct.
But she knew it from the 30,000-foot level.
Right. But you need to know more. You need to know how it's going to
down
connect,
to the tweaking,
how it's going to not hang on the neck, and how you're going to be able to see anything if it's hanging on the neck.
So where was she then at the stage? If you say, hey, 10 is you're done.
Right.
1 is, I had a dream the other night.
Right.
Where is she?
I think she's in the 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she's got to take it
fleshed out, prototypes partially made.
Okay. Let's go to Rob in Woodland Hills. Hey, Rob.
Hey, how you doing?
I think I'm going to do good because you're going to give us a great pitch, right?
It's not a pitch. It's actually an answer for the last caller.
She has a way to. You have a way to mount it?
Way to mount it, not really, but there is actually a wireless pinhole camera that you can get on eBay for like $30. It has a mic attached to it. It works wirelessly. You connect the base of the other unit into like a computer or VCR or whatever you want.
Oh, you're saying there's something there. It works on Wi-Fi. Okay.
Right.
But the mounting part is really hard.
The size of a nickel, and it has a mic attached to it. You connect it to a 9-volt battery.
That's a great suggestion, Rob. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Okay, you got it. Bye.
888-539-2980. Let's go to, wait a second. Is this the guy who created the Stankinator, or what was it called?
Stenchinator.
The Stenchinator. Yeah, it was. Yes, this is the guy who came in here. So, hey, Gonzo, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good. So, hey, what's your pitch?
Oh, well, I'm all about Arizona Joe Salsa right now. And actually, after being on your show and being mentored by Mr. Chambers, our life has turned inside out, man.
Well, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Okay, Arizona Joe Salsa, great on anything you can think of, on chicken, pizza, rice. AZJ Salsa makes everything nice. Tasty and zesty, zany and tangy. Sample it.
Okay, what you missed was distribution, right?
Oh, our distribution, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to say that, right? Darren's looking
Yes.
for distribution, right? He wants to know where people get the product.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you can get it at area stores in the city of Whittier, Covina, East Los Angeles, Montebello.
Are you raising money?
Yes.
How much are you looking for?
I'm looking for maybe a couple 200,000 more.
Is this interesting to you?
What would you do with the 200,000?
30 seconds. Are you interested in it?
Okay, yes. Actually,
Not
we're
yet.
in between either going with a big food processor or opening up our own plant to process the product. We're gearing more.
Well, here, Gonzo, we're running out of time. I'm gonna hook you up. Okay, hang on, buddy. I'm gonna hook you up. Darren, Guppy Tank.
Yes.
Where do they go? GuppyTank.com.
TheGuppyTank.com.
Darren Ginsberg, GuppyTank.com. I also want to thank Simon Manring from We First Branding. Everything you need to know is over at the Business Rockstars website. Of course, we're here to help you out. Go to BusinessRockstars.com. Ken Rakowski, KFWB News Talk 980.
This program is designed to provide accurate and authoritative information with regard to the subject matter covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the host nor the station is engaged in rendering legal, accounting, business, or other professional advice. Since the details of your situation are unique, you should additionally seek the advice and services of a competent professional.